Cincinnati Rampage would travel to Detroit to play the Mustangs. Alan Pickett would come back from injury to an already injured running back core for Detroit. Starting off with Stanford Bryant, getting the ball to around the 50. This would lead to a Kerry Blanchard made field goal. It's 3-0. First drive for Cincinnati, it would be an interception here to Gil Bird, but Cincinnati would get the ball back and Jesse Hester would be the recipient of this ripped pass. This would lead to a Roger Ruzek made field goal. It's 3-all. Tony Casillas would make a sack on Cody Carlson, and then a safety would occur, so that would give Cincinnati 2 free points and the ball back, but Detroit gets the ball back, and Cody Carlson would be intercepted by Toy Cook, and then Mark Rippon would rip it down the right side to his favorite receiver, Willie Galt. This would lead to a missed Roger Ruzek field goal, so they do a solid for Detroit right here. Anthony Carter down the left side gets the ball. This would lead to a Kerry Blanchard made field goal. It's a 1-point baseball score, 6-5. Willie Galt would catch the rip pass down the right side, and he runs inside the 20, inside the 10, and this would lead to a Gil Fenerty field goal. Cincinnati takes the lead. I'm showing you this punt because usually if we show a punt play, it's usually a big gain or a gaff. So guess what? It's a gaff. The return man fumbles. Kevin Glover recovers it. He's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling into the end zone, but Kerry Blanchard misses the first of some of his kicks today. Mark Rippon would rip it down the left side, but it's intercepted by Kirby Jackson, who sucks it up, and this leads to another Kerry Blanchard missed kick. Still 12-all. Stanford Bryant up the right side, switches field, bobs and weaves, gets it inside Cincinnati territory, and Anthony Carter catches his first touchdown pass of the day, and it's a 19-12 ball game as one possession lead for Detroit. But Mark Rippon wants to get more points, but he's intercepted down the left side by Tim McDonald, and Rod Bernstein finishes off this drive, gets it into the end zone, but another Kerry Blanchard missed kick, 25-12. Can Cincinnati come back into this game? They'll surely try, as Mark Rippon rips it down the right side to fast Willie Galt, and it's a 25-19 ball game. Onside kick. Detroit will recover, but they would eventually give the ball back to Cincinnati on a last-ditch effort. Jesse Hester catches the ball down the left side. Can he make it into the end zone? No, he can't. Cincinnati loses 25-19. Mustangs are 3-5. Rampage is 4-4.
Seattle Storm and Miami Riptide. With the 4th of July right around the corner, this game had all the fireworks. Cunningham and the Storm to start us off here. Down the field, he uses his legs as he always does, down to the 40-yard line, which will result in a field goal for a quick 3-0 lead for the Storm. Miami Riptide, Jim Everett trying to answer back here. A handoff to Tim Lester, where he is caught in the backfield and comes up injured. He will be replaced for, we'll see how long in this game in the backfield, as that'll put Higgs in the game. We'll see if he makes the most of his opportunities. Everett down the field to Shannon Sharp. It is intercepted by Turner, looking for Sharp in the middle of the field, sniffed out by the Storm defense. That interception results in another 3 points for Seattle as they go up 6-0. Everett handing off to Jerome Bettis. He's down the left sideline to the 40, almost to midfield. Everett now hands off to Higgs on the right side, and he will go across the 40-yard line to the 30-yard line, putting them near the red zone. Bettis with another handoff here. The run game seems to be clicking for Miami as he goes down the field and scores, putting them up 7-6. Jerome Bettis parking that bus in the end zone. Cunningham now showing off his legs while he's one of the greatest running quarterbacks of all time, down to the 45-yard line. He then goes for a naked bootleg, looking deep down the field to Jeffries, where it is intercepted at the 5-yard line. Miami, now in their own end zone, gets tackled for a safety, putting the Storm back up 8-7. On their next drive for Seattle, Cunningham with the QB keeper again, past midfield down to about the 47-yard line. Cunningham deep down the field to Jeffries. This time no one's around him, and he will walk into the end zone. Hayward Jeffries putting Seattle back up 15-7 after the extra point. Everett over the middle to Cooper on a curl route. He makes the catch and moves upfield to about the 40-yard line. Later in the drive in the red zone, Higgs will make some guys miss from the right side, cutting left down to about the 2-yard line, where Jerome Bettis will clean it up, making it 14-15, just a 1-point lead now for Seattle. looking for Baker across the middle. Cunningham is intercepted, and stop me if you've heard this before. Jerome Bettis with the touchdown, putting them up for the first time today, 21-15. Cunningham then on a curl route to Jeffries will pick up the first down. Cunningham now looking for somebody wide open. He's got Jeffries deep downfield right over the defensive back's head, and he will get in the end zone for the second time today, putting them back on top 22-21. Shannon Sharp deep over the middle. His defender falls down, and he is able to walk into the end zone. Sterling Sharp making the score 28-22 for Miami. Cunningham on his next drive, taking off left side on the naked bootleg. He will get over across midfield to the 40-yard line. Cunningham now looking deep. Doesn't like what he sees. Takes off again around the left side down to the 20-yard line to the 10-yard line. He will not be caught. Randall into the end zone, putting them back up 29-28. A dump off pass to Higgs. He makes a few guys miss, making the most of his opportunities with another first down. Everett back to pass. He's got Shannon Sharp in the middle of the field, and he will score a touchdown, 35-29 for Miami. And we come right back here with Baker, the touchdown maker, gets stopped right at the 5-yard line before Cunningham runs another one in. 4th and 5 here. They hand it off to Bettis, and he is stopped short of the first down. The Storm will survive the Riptide here, 36-35.
We've got a duel of two Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Dan Marino and Steve Young, here in the Monday night primetime game. We'll start off with Bill Brooks getting the pass over the middle from Dan Marino, and Rick Fehehene getting the ball over the middle on the handoff, but he would get injured, and he would be replaced by Gaston Green. Gaston Green would get the ball over the middle to the 5. He would cough the ball up. It's a fumble. Ball is recovered by Silent Bob's Kevin Smith. Next play for Neil Anderson. He would fumble, and the ball would be recovered by William Thomas of the Warriors. This would lead to the first points of the game. Bill Brooks over the middle, and then Gaston Green would get himself a touchdown, making good on that fumble. Sean Collins, the favorite receiver of Steve Young in this game, getting the ball to the 32-yard line, and he needs points. Giving the ball to Neil Anderson as he runs the ball in for the touchdown from the pass of Steve Young. Tie ball game. Dan Marino rolls out and throws the ball to his tight end Jim Jensen to around the 35-yard line, and then Bill Brooks would get the ball over the middle, getting it to around the 5-yard line, and another touchdown for Gaston Green. He's really making up for that fumble, and you know who's making up for being down by 7 points? It's Steve Young. He's playing like he's Randall Cunningham. And Steve Young would throw the ball over the middle to Sean Collins for the touchdown, tying this game up. Now the Lightning punter would hold on to the ball for way too long, even though he should have punted it like 5 seconds ago. Turnover on downs, and then after the drive stalls, Jeff Jagermeister gets the field goal. It's a 3-point ball game. Neil Anderson gets the ball down the right side. He runs to around the 50-yard line, and then Steve Young backs up, throws it to his favorite receiver, Sean Collins, on the jumping catch to around the 12-yard line. And then Neil Anderson gets it again. Great blocking ahead of him for the touchdown. 4-point game. Dan Marino surveys the field, throws the ball to a different Brooks, Reggie Brooks, and then Reggie Brooks gets the toss, fake jet sweep for the touchdown. Tricky play here for the Warriors. Steve Young, he's down by 3, throws to a wide open Sean Collins, getting the ball inside the 25-yard line, and then Steve Young would finish it off, throwing the ball to Ed West. It's a 28-24 game. We've got a barn burner. We've got a shootout on our hands, and Bill Brooks, favorite receiver of Dan Marino, would get the ball over the middle. 3-point game, 31-28. Steve Young, he needs to get some points because he's losing by 3, and it's tick, and the walk-off touchdown to Gary Anderson, 35-31. Louisville is still in first place in their division. They're 7-1. Warriors are 5-3. And now for the impact players for Week 8 of the BTFL Season 2. We start off with Sean Salisbury, playing for the Washington Generals. He's coming in for Drew Bledsoe. 372 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He had an interception and a fumble, but he still played well. Next was Bobby Humphrey of the LA Stars. 11 rushes for 116 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, like the one you see here. Next, we have Ernest Gibbons, all the Gibbons. He could get 10 receptions for 3 touchdowns for the Portland Snowhawks over the Denver Buffaloes. And then finally, Chris Dishman of the Boise Colts, 2 interceptions against Boomer Esiason in his win. Thank you all for watching Week 8 of the BTFL Season 2. Remember to stay tuned for Week 9 of the BTFL Season 2. I hope you all have a great 4th of July weekend, and peace, and have a nice day.